Hello guys, good day. This is Anne of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today we are going to talk about the deadline-driven productivity, or the Parkinson's Law. Parkinson's Law means work expands to fill the time available for its completion. It also suggests that the more time you allocate to a task, the longer it will take for it to be completed, often leading to inefficiency and procrastination. In other words, less focus. So have you noticed it when a teacher declares that she is going to conduct an exam 2 weeks from now? We don't really worry about it. Besides, it is still going to be 2 weeks from now. We still have more time. Unlike when a teacher declares that she is going to conduct an exam tomorrow after her discussion today, we will do at the best of our ability to focus, to be more disciplined and efficient today, in order to study well and pass the exam tomorrow. Otherwise, the more time that is given to us, to complete the task, the less time, the less effort is needed. And along with those less effort, we tend to insert unnecessary activities like watching TV, playing online games, social media surfing, before we do the main task. That is why long deadlines, people tend to be inefficient in doing or really making use of those long deadlines, because there is less effort needed. Unlike if there is only short time given to us, like the exam will be tomorrow, then we will do the best of our ability to focus in order to pass the exam, to meet the deadlines. So less time, more effort is required for us. And some people prefer to do that. They have no problem to study a day before the major exam, 2 to 3 days before the major exam, instead of studying a month before the major exam. Some people can do that. Now, how can we able to make use of this Parkinson's Law? Now, number one is set deadlines. Deadlines do exist in order to trigger our scarcity mindset. Otherwise, that could be some sort of just psychological imagination to trigger our sense of urgency. Now, when you say that you want to clean the house for an hour, then it will be done in an hour. If you decided to do the household chores in half an hour, then it will be done in half an hour. It's all up to you. But when you decided to clean the house for half a day, like 5 to 6 hours, then it will be done in 5 to 6 hours, along with the chit chat with your friends on the phone or while watching your favorite movie while cleaning. So some unnecessary activities will be filled in with those long hours that you've decided to do the household chores. So deadline is important. And if you can shorten it, then do it. Shorten time frames. Give yourself less time to complete a task in order to increase your focus and productivity. This creates a sense of urgency in your part, forcing you to prioritize and work efficiently. And in that way, you can break down the task. Divide larger tasks into smaller, manageable chunks, each with its deadline. This helps you maintain a momentum and reduces the likelihood of procrastination in your part, since it will only take you like half an hour to finish a certain task, then it will be done in half an hour. Not necessarily that it has to be perfect, but that is your best. The second thing that you can do is time boxing. Allocate specific blocks of time to work on tasks and stick to these limits. This technique encourages you to complete tasks within a set of time frame. So, for example, if you have time frame to complete the task, then you will do at the best of your ability to really fill in the time frame with only the necessary tasks. No phones, no browsing on the social media, but hyper focus on the necessary activities only to fill in those time frames. And that is called time boxing. Number 3, limit resources. So, for example, if you have like 2 weeks to complete a research, 2 weeks, and that's already a good time frame for you to that's only like a not really a big time research, just a small time research sort of. That's already a good time frame for you. But since it's 2 weeks, you still have time to watch your TV program anyway before you do the research. You are chilling while doing the research. Unlike if you decided to complete that 2 week research in 24 hours a day before, then you will only purposely, utilize the resources that you have. You have no time to go anywhere but the best resources that you think to in order to come up with a good research that is required for you to do. So purposefully limit resources, time, money, people, which can enable you to become innovative in terms of your solutions and efficient in your work process. Limiting resources forces you to find the most effective way to accomplish a task with what you have. So with limited resources, you are going to be resourceful. That's the opposite though, but that is true. Number 4 is prioritization. Focus only on the important task. The less important task but urgent will be done later. Prioritize tasks based on importance and deadlines based on your time boxing, your time frame. Time frame of those prioritizing the most important task first, ensuring that essential tasks are completed first. Now, I am going to give you examples how this Parkinson's law works. Now, one example for this is writing a report. Without Parkinson's law, if given a month to write a report, you might spend weeks on research, creating detailed outlines and multiple revisions, often with a lot of procrastinations. But with Parkinson's law, by allocating only a week to write a report, you are likely to be more focused, get straight to the point, and complete the task efficiently using only the time that is necessary, like completing a report 1 week before the deadline. So some people, if they were given to write a month to write a report, they can able to complete that in 3 days, maybe 2 days, or a day before the deadline. It is possible. Now, the second example, studying for a major exam. Now, you will be given 2 weeks to study for the exam, and you might gonna procrastinate and study inefficiently, often with cramming at the last minute. So you can able to, instead of the teacher giving you 2 weeks to study, you as a student can study all those topics in 2 days before the exam, 3 days before the exam, or even a day before the exam. Using this Parkinson's law, by setting a goal to cover the topics within 1 week instead of 2 weeks, the student or you could be more likely to create a focused study plan, stick to it, and use the remaining week for review and practice, leading to a better retention and understanding. So when you use this Parkinson's law, it's important to have clear goals. Define what is needed to be achieved and be specific, realistic, and have a good deadline for it, efficient deadline. And once you are using Parkinson's law, since you must be efficient to this, otherwise what's going to happen if you don't meet the deadlines. It's important to create a schedule. Break the big task into smaller ones, assign the time limits, and stick to the schedule. And it's also important to avoid perfectionism. Be the best as you can be. Number 4 is minimize distractions. No social media surfing, no watching on TV programs while you're doing the main task. Create a work environment that minimizes interruptions to maintain focus during the allotted time. And in the most part, after you have done the focus thing, the things to do on your schedule, it's important to review them. Have a regular reviews to assess your progress and adjust time limits and goals as necessary. If you have targeted the main thing, the gist of the topic of your report, or it's important to really evaluate if you have studied the right topic for the exam. And you can be flexible enough to really, maybe you can extend your time for an hour for another review to make sure that you have understand the topics for the exam. So review over time. Whenever you accomplish those tasks, did you cover the essential topics, the essential areas to be tackled? Now, by leveraging Parkinson's law, you can enhance productivity, reduce procrastination, and achieve more in less time. So, this is some sort of minimalism in terms of your time. Less is more. That is minimalism. Now, if you ever love this episode today, you can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. This is Reinforce Me Club. And by the way, your fellow positive reinforcer, I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much.